The Menorca Open 2025 Open Round 6 witnesses a strategic Catalan opening as Fier faces Flores Quillas. On d4. Knight f6. On c4. On e6 transposed into Catalan opening. On g3. Bishop b4 check. Bishop d2. Threatening bishop takes b4. On a5 played by Flores Quillas. Bishop g2. On d5. Knight f3. King castled kingside. Queen c1. Knight bd7. King castled kingside. On c6. Bishop f4. On a4 it is novelty move. On a3. Threatening pawn takes b4. Bishop e7 played by Flores Quillas. Queen c2. Queen a5. Knight bd2. On b6. On e4. Knight takes e4. Knight takes e4. On takes e4. Queen takes e4. Bishop b7. Rook fd1. Rook ac8. Rook ac1. Rook fe8. Queen c2. Fier's idea is to play. On h4. Rook cd8. Knight g5. Knight f6. Knight e4. Bishop a6. Bishop e5. Knight takes e4. Bishop takes e4 and dominate the board. Bishop a8 played by Flores Quillas. Bishop d2. Threatening bishop takes a5. Queen a7 played by Flores Quillas. Bishop g5. On c5. Flores Quillas is preparing to play. Bishop takes f3. Bishop takes f3. Bishop takes g5 and gain a significant edge. On d5 played by Fier. On takes d5. Bishop takes e7. Rook takes e7. On takes d5. Rook d8. Queen f5. On h6. Queen f4. Knight f6. Knight e5. Knight takes d5. Queen f5. Queen c7. Threatening rook takes e5. Knight g4 played by Fier. Fier wants to play. Bishop takes d5. Rook ed7. Knight e3. Bishop c6. Bishop takes c6 and increase their advantage significantly. Queen d6 played by Flores Quillas. Knight e3. Threatening bishop takes d5. Rook e5 played by Flores Quillas. Threatening rook takes f5. Queen g4 played by Fier. Fier is aiming to play. Knight c4. Queen b8. Knight takes e5. Queen takes e5. Queen takes a4. On g6. Queen b3. Bishop c6. Queen c2. King g7 and seize the initiative. Queen e7 played by Flores Quillas. Flores Quillas considers playing. Knight takes e3. On takes e3. Bishop takes g2. King takes g2. Rook takes e3 and secure a stronghold in the game. Queen takes a4 played by Fier. Knight takes e3. Rook takes d8 check. Queen takes d8. Queen takes a8. Queen takes a8. Bishop takes a8. Knight f5. On b4. Knight d4. Flores Quillas is planning to play Knight e2 check. King g2. Knight takes c1 and secure a stronghold in the game. King g2 played by Fier. On takes b4. On takes b4. On g5. Rook d1. Threatening rook takes d4. Knight e6 played by Flores Quillas. Bishop c6. Rook e2. Rook d7. Rook b2. On b5. King g7. Rook a7. Knight d4. Bishop e8. Threatening rook takes f7 check. King f8 played by Flores Quillas. Threatening king takes e8. Bishop takes f7 played by Fier. Knight takes b5. Rook d7. Knight c3. Bishop g6. On b5. On h4. Fier considers playing. On h5. On g4. Rook f7 check. King g8. Rook f4. On b4. Rook takes g4 and secure a stronghold in the game. On takes h4 played by Flores Quillas. On takes h4. On b4. King g3. Rook e2. Rook f7 check. King g8. Rook b7. Rook b2. On f4. King f8. Rook f7 check. King g8. Rook d7. On b3. Rook c7. Knight e2 check. King f3. Knight g1 check. King e4. Fier's idea is to play King e5. Rook d2. Bishop f7 check. King h8. Bishop takes b3 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook c2 played by Flores Quillas. Threatening rook takes c7. Rook b7 played by Fier. Fier's idea is to play Bishop f7 check. King h8. Bishop takes b3 and gain a significant edge. On b2 played by Flores Quillas. On f5. Fier's idea is to play on f6. Rook c8. Rook takes b2 and secure a stronghold in the game. Knight e2 played by Flores Quillas. On f6. Fier might go for Rook b8 check. Rook c8. Rook takes c8 mate and dominate the board. On promotes to queen at b1 played by Flores Quillas. Threatening queen takes b7 check. Rook takes b1 played by Fier. Knight c3 check. King d3. Threatening rook b8 mate. Knight takes b1 played by Flores Quillas. King takes c2. Knight a3 check. King b3. Threatening king takes a3. Knight b5 played by Flores Quillas. King c4. Threatening king takes b5. Knight c7 played by Flores Quillas. King d4. King f8. King e5. Knight b5. Time to think, find the best continuation for Fier. Bishop e4 is the correct move because Knight c3, King f5, King g8, Bishop f3, King f8, King g6. Fier have small advantage shifting to the main line. Knight b5, Bishop d3. Slightly worse move played by Fier. Threatening bishop takes b5. Knight c7 played by Flores. Quillas. Bishop c4. Fier considers playing King f5, Knight e8, King g6, Pawn h5, Bishop b3, Knight d6, King takes h5, Knight e4, King g6, and secure a stronghold in the game. Knight e8 played by Flores. Quillas. Bishop a to stop here and find the strongest move for Flores. Quillas. Knight g7 is the right idea because King f4, Knight h5 check, King f5, Knight g3 check, King g6, Pawn h5. Still Flores. Quillas is losing. Let's explore the main line. Bishop a2, Knight c7 is not the best move played by Flores. Quillas. King f5, Knight b5, King g6. Threatening king takes h6. Knight c3 played by Flores. Quillas. Bishop b3. Threatening king takes h6. Knight e4 played by Flores. Quillas. On h5. Knight c5. Bishop d5. Threatening king takes h6. Knight d7 played by Flores. Quillas. Bishop a to Flores. Quillas fought hard but ultimately had to concede defeat.